So the God Emperor took to Twitter with his flaming sword today and decided to flamethrower the progressive Democratic Congresswoman, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and a couple of others with whom I'm not really very familiar, but undoubtedly very left-wing and very anti-Trump. So interesting to see progressive Democratic congresswomen who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe, the worst, most corrupt and inept anywhere in the world, correct, if they even have a functioning government at all, now loudly and viciously telling the people of the United States, the greatest and most powerful nation on earth, how our government is to be run. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Then come back and show us how it's done. These places need your help badly. You can't leave fast enough. I'm sure Nancy Pelosi would be very happy to quickly work out free travel arrangements. Oh, shit, man. Holy fuck. So, unironically, this is the funniest thing I've ever... he just keeps impressing me with how little of a shit he gives. I love the fact that he's just like, just go back to where you came from, fix that, and then show us. That's amazing. It's such a baller move. It's so fucking out there. Naturally, this was declared to be racism by BuzzFeed, obviously, and everyone else on the progressive left. It's racism to suggest that these people should go back to the countries from whence they or their ancestors came and fix them because their countries are shit. Well, that's probably the reason their parents fled to the United States, isn't it? The reason they came to the US is that their countries were shit and they didn't want to be there. I mean, Ilhan Omar's a Somali immigrant when she came over as a child. So, I mean, is there anything to contest there? The only thing that really here is massively inaccurate is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Like I said, I'm not sure about the other two, but she's from Puerto Rico. So, I mean, that is an American territory. So what's she supposed to do? But either way, it's really, really funny, and I love how ballsy it is, and I love the screeching going, it's racism. I don't see how it's racism. Racism is the inherent belief that, the belief that some races are inherently superior to others. That's not what Trump's saying. Trump's just saying these countries are shit. For example, if there was some... I don't know, Latvian immigrant in Britain going, Britain's shit, they need to do this, you need to do that. And I said, go back to Latvia and fix that first before telling us how to fix this country. That wouldn't be racism because we're both white people. I mean, you could presumably call it xenophobia, I guess. But there's nothing inherently racial about it. There are white countries that are shit. There are white countries that are good. There are black countries that are shit. There are black countries that are good. Like, he's not saying it to a Botswanan, is he? You know, he's saying it's someone from Somalia. And let's be honest, Somalia is a shithole. And I only know this, well, I mean, there are lots of reasons to know this, but I've got a friend called Luke who runs a channel called We Are Change, and he went to Mogadishu, and man, the footage that he got there, I'm just like, right, okay, yeah, that's a shithole. You know, this is absolutely awful. No wonder her parents fled to the US, but I love that on arriving to the US, grows up there and goes, you know what? No, this is awful. This is just oppression. It's like, fuck me, man. Go back to Somalia then. You know, if the US is a bad country in your opinion, seriously, go back to Somalia, live there for a year, and then just come back and go, okay, maybe this is pretty good. Yeah, maybe it's actually really great. Elizabeth Warren said, let's be clear about what this vile comment is. A racist and xenophobic attack on a Democratic congresswoman. This is their country, regardless of whether or not Trump realizes it. They should be treated with respect. As president, I'll make sure of it. Yeah, good shill there, Elizabeth. But honestly, people aren't voting for racial purity 2020. It's just not happening. I mean, you know, you're Richard Spencer's candidate of choice, just so you know. Growing up, I used to hear "Go back to Mexico" from many kids, though I was born in the USA. I thought then that it was just kids. No, it's people who like the USA against people who hate the USA, because that's what this boils down to. If you are of foreign descent and you sit there and go, well, I hate this country, then why? Why don't you just leave? The borders are open. Unlike many of the shithole countries that your parents have fled from, like Cuba, for example, you know, the borders are open in the United States. You are free to leave. It's not as bad as you think. In fact, it's pretty fucking good. So why on earth does the left constantly act like the US is the most shitty, evil shithole of them all. It's really not. I swear to God, tell these American citizens, most of whom were born here, to go back to the crime-infested place from which they came, is racist and disgusting. Why? What's the racial aspect of it? There's no question that the countries that they come from are crime-ridden. Is that controversial to say that places like Somalia are crime-ridden, is it? I don't think it is. I think it's actually the sort of thing that, like, the UN would say. If you were to look at the HDI of all of these countries and the crime rates of all these countries, you would find that these countries, the ones that he's referring to, are right at the top. They're the ones with the most crime, with the worst conditions. There's no question of it. It's not a racist thing to say. That's observable reality by the statistics. But anyway, you can only hope to be as patriotic as we are. AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Presley were born in America. Ilhan Omar and I are proud naturalized citizens, making sure America keeps to our ideals. You are the expert of racism and xenophobia. Are your ideals the ideals of America, though? Because, it seems to me at the moment, the people like the progressive left seem to think that America's evil, and it's done evil things. It's an evil presence in the world. It shouldn't have borders and should essentially be erased. So are you sure that your ideals are American ideals? Because American ideals are not actually radical left-wing ideals, like communist ideals. America is not a communist country and was not founded on those ideals. The purpose was not for it to become communist. So are you sure you've thought that through? They're Americans, you're a bigot. You're all bigots, though. All of you are totally unwilling to engage with conservative ideas, or like centrist ideas now. Tulsi Gabbard and Tim Pool are right-wingers now. So, left-wingers calling people bigots is just... It's unironic. It'd be literally like Jared Taylor coming and going, "You're a racist." You're like, okay, Jared. Red Cortez's response to this was amazing. "Mr. President, the country I come from and the country we all swear to is the United States." Oh, really? You mean that evil white supremacist imperialist capitalist patriarchy that you hate so much? Good to know. "But given how you've destroyed our border with inhumane camps..." Wait, hold up. You're the person who hates the border. You're the person who is saying that the border camps are evil concentration camps in the same mold as Nazi Germany, and that the border should be just flung open and anyone who wants to cross it should be allowed to cross it. You are the one who is totally in favour of destroying the border, so shouldn't you thank him? Bravo, Mr. Trump, you destroyed the border, and I was so glad about it because I hated that border. It's really, really ironic that you are now saying, "Oh, well, the border was fine until you came along." No, you're against borders, dumbass. That's like 90% of your fucking activism. Or to benefit to you and the corpse who profit off them. You're absolutely right about the corruption laid at your feet. You are angry because you don't believe in America, where I represent New York 14, and where the good people of Minnesota elected Ilhan Omar. Yeah, I know, it's wild, isn't it? Where Rashida Tlaib fights for Michigan families. And Ayanna Presley champions little girls in Boston. Okay, but what about the people who were there before you? Do they get to have a say? Is that good or bad if they did? This is I'm not bothered either way. This is your activism, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, not mine. You are angry because you can't conceive of America that includes us. You are allowing a frightened America for your plunder. That's you, bitch. You're the one saying, "This is Nazi Germany with concentration camps." That's you. Trump's nothing but positive about America. Nothing but positive. And nothing but positive about people who are pro-America as well. But the thing is, Cortez, you can't claim to be pro-America. You seem to fucking hate that country. That's all you do is bag on America. You go, "Oh, no, shit, this is evil, that's evil, the other's evil." It's like, Jesus Christ. What is it you want? "Oh, I want to tear down the border. I want to end all of this stuff that is required to make it so we have what we have." And then you're like, "Oh, by the way, Donald Trump, you hate this country. You hate America." It's like, okay, all right. You want to accept a nation that sees healthcare as a right. It's not a right. It's an entitlement. Or an education as a number one priority. Again, these things are entitlements, right? Things that require the labour of other people can't be rights because your rights are inherent to your person. If you are dropped on an island alone, figure what the things you can do, and the integrity of your person, that's your rights. Anything else that requires other people's labor, that's an entitlement. I'm not saying we shouldn't have entitlements. I think we should. They make the world a better place in many regards. But sitting there saying it's a fucking right is ridiculous. And you're obviously on the bandwagon of open the borders and then give all the illegal aliens free healthcare. Who's paying for that? It's not going to be you, is it? You're just a fucking waitress. Or you were until you became a congresswoman. Anyway. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, it's incredible, to be honest. But you know what the rub of it all, Mr. President? On top of not accepting an America that elected us, he does accept the country that elected you. He's in fact very in favour of it. You cannot accept that we don't fear you either. No one cares what you fear, and I'll show you that in a minute. On top of not accepting, you can't accept that we will call your bluff and offer a positive vision for the country. And that's what makes you see, oh, really? What's the positive vision, Miss Cortez? What's the positive vision? I mean, like, how do you feel about people raising a Mexican flag after pulling down the American flag at the border? I mean, you hate the border. Surely you're not going to criticize them raising a Mexican flag over American soil, are you? I mean, personally, I view that as mildly treasonous. But, like, you are the anti-border activists. You're the ones who want that to be the case. You know, it's your supporters that say "Make America Mexico Again," but all of this came in response to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez having a beef with Nancy Pelosi, to which Donald Trump came to Pelosi's defense, because what Cortez had done is effectively Cortez and her little cabal of progressive women had come in very, very aggressively with a lot of activist support online, and essentially Pelosi was smacking them back down and putting them in her place, to which Cortez's only response was essentially to call her a racist. Say, oh, well, she has a problem with women of colour. No. You're an insufferable upstart who knows virtually nothing about what she's talking about, which is why I should have got the information for this, but which is why yesterday when you are criticizing a former ICE director, saying things like, oh, well, children are being removed from their parents. Like, yes, that's unironically what happens, but I'll talk about that in another video. He just put you in your place because you don't know what you're talking about, and you are punching way above your weight in regards to issues that you just can't understand or don't understand. But the thing is, Trump came to Pelosi's defense because she's obviously not a racist, obviously. Like, unbelievably, we have to say that. Nancy Pelosi is not a racist. Politics 2019. Like, okay. But yeah, so the God Emperor came to Pelosi's defense. AOC accused everyone of being a racist, which is nothing new, I suppose. And the media just fell in line. Oh, well, yeah, Nancy Pelosi has always had a problem with women of colour. Everyone should be really respectful to AOC, says another woman of colour who's really far to the left. It's amazing how they're kind of unionising in this way, isn't it? But the thing is, Trump has actually made a very smart play in this regard. He's done nothing wrong, and he's actually been really smart. Because, frankly, everyone fucking hates these women. Literally everyone hates them. I mean, Ilhan Omar seems to really hate the United States, probably because she's a raging Islamist. And unironically, 9% of swing voters, which is the voting demographic that each side is going to try and capture because they already have their own one, 9% of them have a favourable view of her. That's amazing, isn't it? Like, Cortez herself was recognised by 74% of voters, with only 22% of them having a favourable view. Ilhan Omar was recognised by 53% of them, with only 9% having a favourable view. Socialism itself was only viewed favourably by 18% of the voters and unfavourably by 69%, while capitalism was 56% favourable and 32% unfavourable. According to one top Democrat, socialism is toxic to these voters because socialism seems to fuck everything up, right? And this is not a new thing either. This is not the only poll that's shown this. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, outside of her bubble, of the little groupthink of the progressive, like, radicals, outside of that, she's not popular. She does not have good numbers. And it's conservative media that's been hammering her. It's like, yes, Undoubtedly it is. But let's be honest, she fucking deserves it. She's coming like a massively arrogant prick. Like she knows everything when clearly she knows very little. I mean, it's just a meme in the sort of Republican right these days that she is just literally a paste-eating retard because she keeps fucking up because she's such a culture warrior. She's like banging the drum. No, all good lays with my people and all bad lays with your people. And so when she just keeps fucking up, like with the ICE director, everyone just laughs at her. Unsurprisingly, everyone just laughs at her. But I guess the one saving grace for Cortez is that she is actually still, or at least she was in April, still relatively popular in her own district. So in District 14 of New York, she's actually still quite popular. But outside of that, she's really not very well liked. And Trump was really quite smart to just flamethrower her on Twitter and tell her to get fucked. Because A, that puts her in the position where she now has to say, we have a positive vision for the US. It's like, no one thinks that. You know, you're entirely negative about the US. You think it's an evil country. And, oh, how could you destroy our border? You hate the border. You are just a massive hypocrite. Trump has once again outmaneuvered you all.